Hey all, hope you all are doing extremely well. So first of all, let me tell you that what we are going to discuss in this video, we are going to discuss the coding problems that will be helpful for you for your TCS Ninja Topper test as well as for your TCS Digital exam. Basically, they both are same. It's just now they are calling TCS Digital as TCS Ninja Topper. Fine. So do watch the complete video. This will be helpful for you. But before proceeding further, guys, do subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed till now. This will be very helpful for you, and also it will motivate me to make more such content for you that will be definitely helpful for you. So do subscribe our channel, turn on the bell icon, and be a part of our Telegram community as well. Just a quick information to share with you that because of your support, you know that we have collaborated with Geeks for Geeks. So now you can get any of the courses of Geeks for Geeks with a 10% off. The coupon code that you have to use is Study with Soumya, where every character should be in capital, as you can see right now on the screen. So use that coupon code and you can get 10% off on the Geeks for Geeks courses. Happy learning, guys. Start learning. Go for it. So here's our question. The question says that you are a professional robber planning to rob houses along a street, right? Each house has a certain amount of money slashed. The only constraint is stopping you from robbing each of them is that adjacent houses have security systems connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken into on the same night. So basically it's about a robbery. So you are basically planning to rob houses along a street. In each house has a certain amount of money, right? The only thing is there that they have mentioned in the question is that robbing each of the houses is that adjacent houses have some security system connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken onto. So it's like that you cannot do the robbery in the adjacent houses, right? If two adjacent houses were broken onto the same night, so on the same night if you are doing the robbery or doing the broken into means simply to steal something or so. So if you are doing that activity on the same night for the adjacent houses, then it will contact police and all. That is given an integer array num. So an array is given to you representing the amount of money of each house. So basically the length of the array, it means the number of elements present in the array, and the array elements both are provided to you, right? So this array elements are basically representing the amount of money that is present in each house. You have to return the maximum amount of money that you can rob tonight without alerting the police. So without alerting the police, you have determined it how much money you can rob tonight without alerting the police. How that is possible? That is possible only if when you are not doing the robbery, in two adjacent houses at the same night, right? So also here the thing is you have to get the maximum amount. Now this question is of dynamic programming. How to recognize whether a question is of dynamic programming or not? So first of all, there will be choices. Identification is that you have to check in the question if there is choices. Next thing is that there is some optimization mentioned. So like is here in this case they are asking for maximum, like minimum. When these kind of terms are there, you can these kind of things that has been satisfied, like you are having choices, some maximum minimum thing has been mentioned, then you can get the result and you can make the conclusion that this question belong to dynamic programming. So this question also belong to dynamic programming, right? So let's understand that how we are going to solve this particular problem. Again, that is a very easy problem, right? And so let's see, this is the input given to you. 4 is the number of elements that is present in your array, and these are your number of elements in the array. So 1 2 3 4 3 1. So these elements are representing the amount of money that is present in each house. Now if thief is going to steal from here, he cannot steal from here, right? Because adjacent stealing are you doing it, like if you are doing the robbery in the adjacent houses, then police will get the alert. So we cannot go with that. Then you can steal from here. So maximum amount of money that can be stolen is 4. Again, you are having choices. Either you can start from here or here. If you are starting from here, you cannot take this one, right? You can take this one. So like in this case, how much money you'll be able to steal? 3. When you are taking this one, when you are starting from here, you are able to steal overall 4 amount of money, and when you're starting from here you are able to steal overall 3 amount of money. So which is maximum? 4 is maximum. So that's why 4 will be your answer, because we have to take the decision in such a way that we can steal maximum amount of money, right? So here in the explanation also it is mentioned that rob house 1, money equal to 1, right? In this house 1 there is 1 money, and house 3 there is 3 money, and total we can get is, total we can rob is 4. Let's take one more example and let's try to understand it. So input given is 5, it means there are 5 elements, 2 7 9 3 1. Let me write it here, 2 7 9 3 1. So if you are starting from here, you cannot take this one, you will be taking this one, then this one. So how much overall amount has been stolen? 2 plus 9 plus 1, that is 12. If you are starting from here, this one can't be taken, right? 7 and then 3. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 amount of money you can steal. Now we want maximum. So maximum will be what? This 12. Hence 12 is our answer. Now let's understand that how we'll be approaching this question. I hope the question statement is clear to you. The next thing that we have to understand is approach, and at the last we'll be discussing the code part, right? So first of all, let's consider with a very minimum value. That is, let's consider if there is only one house. If there is only one house having a particular amount, then is there any choice remaining for the thief? Is there any choice remaining for the thief? No, right? Let's suppose there is an array nums and having just one element, that is 12. So in that case, there is no choice. So first of all, we can check that if the length of our array is equal to 1, then we can simply return what? Nums of 0. That is clear, right? If there are two elements like as 12, 40. So again, thief cannot steal from both of these houses. So he can either go with this one or this one. So we need what? We need maximum. So you can check that if there are two elements, if n is equal to, what should be returned? We should return max of nums 0 comma nums 1. Whatever will be the maximum amount, in whichever house there will be the maximum amount, that particular amount will be returned. So up till here, I think everything is clear. Now, if the value of n is greater than that of 2, so how to take decision? For example, if we are having this 2 7 9 3 1. So let's now come to the DP approach. So you understood that if there's n value is 0, if n is 1, if there is only one house, so what should be the value? That is the first element that is present in the array itself, that is nums of 0. So we are storing in our array, 0th element will be what? 0th element is showing when there is only one house present, so nums of 0. DP of 1 will be having, so if the number of houses are 2, so we'll be having what? Maximum of nums 0 comma nums 1. So up till here, DP, in DP array, what we do have, we are using this DP array for like this dynamic programming we are doing here. So we are for storing the values. So at the 0th index we have, let's consider we are solving this one, 2, right? Because as if we are considering only one house is there. At first index we have maximum of this and this, that is 7. So DP of 1 will be 7, right? For further, what we have to do? So we'll be taking a loop for int I equal to 2. Why not from 0 and 1? Because for 0 and 1 we have why not from, see, for 1 and see DP of 0 and 1 we already have, right? So if n will be 1 or if n will be 2, so we have already handled this case, right? So we are starting from I equal to 2. I less than n, I plus plus. What is the value of n here? That is 5. So I less than 5 you can write. Now we have to determine what? DP of I means DP of 2. So if suppose you are choosing this element, can you choose this one? So 0 1 2, it means this I value for this is our actual array. Let's suppose that is nums. So in actual array, nums of I, that is nums of 2, will be having what? 9. But just consider, if you are considering, if thief is stealing from here, can he steal from this house as well? No, right? If thief is stealing from here, then he can steal from this house. So you are having choices. Now again, the robbery should be in such a manner so that thief can steal maximum amount. So here we'll be doing, you have to take max. So from, if by choosing just this element you are getting the maximum value, let's suppose instead of 7, if there was 14, so 9 plus 2 will give you 11, whereas only choosing this element will give you 14, right? So obviously you have to go with 14 one, but as of now there is 7. So we have two choices. Either we can do, if we are choosing the current element, that is nums of I plus, or let me make some space. I can see there is little spaces. Let me rub it first, right? So here we can see for this ith element, right? For dp of 2, if I want to calculate the maximum possible up to here will be what? So I will take max. If you are considering this element, it means you have taken this one, not this one. So we'll be doing nums of I plus, as if you have taken this one, it means previously you must have taken this one, because adjacent robbery is not possible. So this value is stored here in our, this value is stored here what? In our dp of 0. So we can write like dp of I minus 2. I minus 2 will be giving you what? 2 minus 2, that is 0. Or whatever is maximum, if this is maximum, or if you have taken this element, so here this element is stored where? In dp of I minus 1. So in both of these, like this combo or like this one, whatever is maximum, we have to go with that one. Let's understand. Let's go through this completely. So I equal to 2. What is maximum? Nums of I, it means 9. So nums of I is what? 0, 1, 2, that is 9. Nums of 2 is what? 9 plus dp of I minus 2. So dp 2 minus 2, dp of 0 is what? 2. So 9 plus 2, 11 you have. And if you are considering just this element, you will be having what? 7. Out of 11 and 7, which one is maximum? Obviously 11 is maximum. So we'll be having in dp of 2, we'll be having what? 11. Then I value will be 3. So 3 less than 5, the condition is still true. Now we have to again make a decision for dp of 3. So if we are choosing this nums of 3, if you are choosing, so you will be having 3 plus dp of I minus 2, that is dp of 3 minus 2, that is dp of 1. So you will be having what? 7 plus 3, 10. Otherwise, if you are choosing this dp of 3 minus 1, that is 2. Dp of 2, that is what? dp of 2. In dp of 2, what we have? 11. So out of 11 and 10, which one is maximum? Out of 11 and 10, which one is maximum? Obviously 11 is maximum. So we'll be going with what? 11. So dp of 3 also has 11. Now we have dp of 4. So right, I value is what? 4, 4 less than 5, the condition is still true. So dp of 4 we have. Maximum of nums of I, so dp of like nums of I, nums of 4, what we have? 1 plus dp of 4 minus 2, it means dp of 2. So at dp of 2 we have what? 11. 11 we have. So 11 plus 12 is going, 11 plus 1 is going to give you what? 12. 11 plus 1 is going to give you what? 12. And if you are choosing dp of I minus 1, and dp of I minus 1, that is dp of 4 minus 1, dp of 3. So dp of 3 is what? 11, right? So this is giving you 12 and this dp of I minus giving you 11. So which is maximum? Obviously 12 is maximum. So in dp of 4, what we'll be having? In dp of 4, we'll be having 12. So you can simply return now in the output, you can, for the output, you can simply return element presented n minus 1 position, because n value is what? 5. 5 minus 1, 5 minus 1, that is 4. So dp of 4 we have 12. Okay, hope that is clear. Let's take one more example, even if that is not clear. So 1, 2, 3, 1. So dp of 0, you know that it will be having your first element, that is 1. dp of 1 will be having the maximum of these two elements, that is 2. Now you have a loop. So for int I equal to 2, I less than n, I plus plus. Now you have to make the decision. So dp of I, we can have it as maximum of nums. Let's suppose your array is nums of I plus dp of I minus 2, comma, dp of I minus 1. Fine. So we want dp of 2 now. At 0 we have 1, at 1 we have 2. Now we are looking for dp of 2. So nums of I is what? Nums of I, this is the array we are considering, right? So nums of 2 is what? 3. Plus we are saying to do dp of 2 minus 2, that is dp of 0. So we have 1, 3 plus 1, 4. Or if you are considering dp of I minus 1, so it will be giving you what? 2 minus 1, dp of 1, that is 2. So out of 4 and 2, which is maximum, obviously 4 is maximum. So at dp of 2, we'll be having 4. Now for dp of 3, we have to decide, right? Because 3 less than 4, condition is still true. Maximum of nums of 5. So what do we have here is 1 plus dp of I minus 2. So what is the value of I? That is 3. 3 minus 2 is going to give you what? 1. So dp of 1, what do we have? We have 2. So 2 plus 1. And other choice is dp of I minus 1. So I value is what? 3. 3 minus 1 will be giving you dp of 2. Right? dp of 2 you will be having. So what do we have in dp of 2? 4. So out of 3 and 4, which one is maximum? Obviously 4 is maximum. Right? 4 is maximum. So at dp of 3, what we'll be having? We'll be having 4 itself. And at the last, we can, like after doing this computation and all, we can simply return dp of n minus. Hope you have must understood the approach, right? So here is the code for the approach that we just discussed. Even the code link is provided in the description itself. If you want to check the code properly, then you can follow that particular link that is given in the description itself. So see, simply that is the same logic we have implemented. First of all, we are taking this input, right? We are taking the array element, number of elements in our array as input, then array elements as input. Now we are simply calling a function. So here's a function which is accepting array and it's the size of the array as the arguments. So the main logic that we were discussing, that is present in that particular function. So let's have a look. So first of all, as we discussed, if the value of n is equal to 1, you have to simply return nums of 0. If the value of n is equal to, you have to return max of nums of 0 or nums of 1. Otherwise, we'll be building a dp array, right, of size n. So dp of 0 will be having nums of 0 and dp of 1 will be having max of nums of 0 and nums of 1. Okay, and then we'll be having this for loop as we discussed during the explanation time. And at the last, you have to simply return nums of n minus 1. Right? So now let's run it. Okay. Let's take 4 elements we do have and 1, 2, 3, 1. So 1 plus 3 will be giving you the maximum amount as of now for this particular given input. So 4 will be the answer, right? The code is given in the description itself. So this is it for this video. Hope you have understood the complete problem, the approach and the identification of a dynamic programming problem. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you have found this useful, make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.